What up? Welcome to the Black College Basement, brought to you by Share the Rich for all your career coaching and resume needs. The link is in the description. Click on it, hit her up, she'll get you right. I'm your host, Famous Fees. They call me Facts. I'm live with the head coach from Johnson C. Smith University, Maurice Flowers. What's going on, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me. It just feels good to be with you, man. Been watching so many of the other coaches come on, and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. Like, it's always an honor to get y'all boys to just give me a little bit of y'all time to come on, chop it up, and pick your brain a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, it's a busy time, like you're saying. We're in training camp, and now school's starting. Definitely a busy time, but always going to make time to make time for these things right here because it's so important for not just our university, but for HBCUs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I'm trying to get everybody to come on, man, so it's always a pleasure.
Great. Thank you for having me.
All right, so yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna jump right into the questions, man. I got some difficult questions set up for you, and then when we get to the end, hit you with the who you wits, really pick your brain, put you on the spot, and see where you're at.
All right. Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. So, man, tell me, how does it feel to return to the city that you played both high school and college ball and lead the new generation?
Well, it feels great. First off, I call myself a Charlottean. Charlotte, North Carolina is my home. Born and raised in South Bend, Indiana. Lived a couple other places, but moved to Charlotte when I was 13, and it's home. It's home. Had a chance to go to middle school here, go to high school at East Mecklenburg High School as a quarterback, and played point guard, and then went to Johnson C. Smith University. Became a Golden Bull, and it's been my home ever since. I also played some semi-pro ball here, arena football here, and began my coaching career here in Charlotte as an assistant coach. Then moved to Texas, and then came back to get my first high school head job here in Charlotte at Olympic High School, then West Charlotte, then across the border. And as I jumped into college, my first college job was at my alma mater, Johnson C. Smith University. Just great. It's just great to be home. Recruiting, no matter where I've been, what college I've been, the head coaches have let me recruit the Charlotte metro area. So when I say I'm glad to be home, I am glad to be home.
Man, that sounds like you got a USA passport. You've been everywhere.
I've been a few places. I do, and loved every one of them. I've been in the CIAA. I've been in the SIAC. I've been in the SWAC in Mississippi, and so I've been a few places. This game of football, man, it's taken me a lot of places and helped us touch a lot of lives in the game of football and out. And I'm just thankful to have been to a lot of places, and that a lot of places have had me.
Yeah, man, it sounds like you've picked up a wealth of knowledge just between your actual playing career, everywhere you've been in coaching. I'm sure that's a gem. It'd be great to play under somebody that knows as much as you do.
I've learned a lot. I'll say that I've worked under some great head coaches. Starting in high school, I thought I knew a little bit of football, but I went to a coaches convention, and a guy from North Carolina named Bob Alpert was coaching in Texas at Duncanville High School in the Metroplex, and he said, if you want to get into some coaching seriously, you'll come out to Texas. And I did it. And boy, I learned a lot of football out there. Then, went on to be a high school head coach, and Coach Alpert taught me well. But in the college ranks, I've had some good mentors. My first college coach, Steve Aycock here at Johnson C. Smith, taught me a lot. But I tell you, boy, the next head coach I worked for is the legend, Reggie Ruffin, now the head coach at Tuskegee. He hired me at Miles College as his offensive coordinator. We were fortunate to win SIAC championship, and great working with him. And so just been very blessed and have learned a lot, and hopefully I've been able to teach a few lessons, and I learned very well.
Okay, yeah, man, that's a nice resume. One name stands out real big. That's my guy, my pro fight, Stephen Aycock. You see it here, Alpha Gamma. I come from Savannah State. That's why I just saw him at the Clave a couple of weeks ago.
Coach A is my man. He's took a chance on me. I mean, I was a high school head coach, and he took a chance on me and to hire me as his offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, and gave me a job. And I'm very thankful to Coach A. Calls me probably once every couple of weeks. Always great to hear him. And
Yeah.
I learned a lot from him as an assistant. And then, you mentioned Savannah State. We know Coach A went to Savannah State, was offensive lineman, but
Yep.
we've got another one here, Kevin Thompson, Bear. He's back as our offensive line coach. So we worked together with Coach Aycock here at Johnson C. Smith, and I'm so thrilled to have Kevin Thompson back as our offensive line coach because it starts with having a good staff. And boy, he's one of the best offensive line coaches in the business.
Okay, man. We definitely gonna be looking out for y'all. Y'all probably gonna do some big things with all of your staff coming in and just your expertise. But that jumps me right into the next questions, man. Your resume screams offense. We know that is your forte. Every place you've been to, the offense is pop right out, just right away. But I mean, how much of an advantage is it for you to have your former quarterback Tyrell Jackson in the huddle to just help you install your new philosophies with this new team?
Wow, it's great to have him. It's great to have him because, and when you think about Tyrell Jackson, but with us, he's 7-3 as a starter, and you can't put a price tag on that experience in this system. And it's not just one season that he's played. When I first got the job at Fort Valley State and took over in January of 20, Tyrell was a recruit that we brought in mid-year in January, and so then COVID hit, and of course we had to go home in the spring of 20, and then he came back with the rest of the team in fall 21, where there was no season. But then we went through uh, fall. What was it? I'm not sure what it was. It not fall 20. We went fall 20, and then we went through spring 21, where we played a fall season. So
Yep.
he knows this offense like the back of his hand, and that is just it's just amazing just to sit back and watch him teach and learn. But I'll tell you, there's a very good quarterback on campus named Malik Evans, who's from Atlanta, went to McEachern High School. And boy, I call him our little Kyler Murray. He is an outstanding quarterback. And he was our starter through the spring because Tyrell didn't transfer here in the mid-year. He transferred here in the summer. And so we didn't allow any transfers to come because we really wanted to concentrate on the group that was here. So Tyrell came in the summer, and Malik just ran the show. I mean, I believe spring game he threw 5 touchdowns. I mean,
Oh,
he's a dual threat quarterback, and he's what you think of when you think of a Kyler Murray. Can run, can throw, and just a ball of dynamite is what he is. So it's a good quarterback competition. And but Tyrell, boy, he's another coach on the field.
okay, yeah, man. It sounds like he's a gym, man. It looks like you got. I mean, it's not a bad thing for you to have a QB competition with two really good quarterbacks.
It's great for us, and they're both taking first team reps. It wouldn't be fair to bring Tyrell in, who's been 7-3 as a starter and knows the offense, has spent 2 years in the offense, to come in and say now you're second team. I mean, he earned the right to be a first team guy, and Malik has also for what he did in the spring when we first were brought in. So they're getting the first team reps. But I tell you, we have some really good freshmen. We brought in a guy, Robert Adams, from Lower Richland High School in Columbia. Brought in a Charlotte guy, Cam Cromer, 6'4", strong arm lefty. And then we brought in a young man from Banneker High School in Atlanta, Jared Lawrence, 6'6" gunslinger. So we've
Whew.
got some good young guys. We've got a great mix of the talent and experience with the older ones.
Hey, it sounds like y'all boys loaded at quarterback.
They're working hard. I'll say that they are working hard.
I see. Span, when you walk into the program, I know last year they went 1-7. What is the message that you come in preaching to the players to start to change that culture and let them know that you're there to start winning?
Well, the first thing is we didn't really talk about what 1-7, 1-8, or the past 5 years, 16-43. We really didn't even talk about it. What
Uh,
we talk about is what our culture is and what our expectations are. Our coaching staff, we believe in coaching with expectation. We didn't come in and say, hey, we're going to run you off and get a whole bunch of new guys. We gave everyone here the opportunity to be with us. But we wanted to let our young men know that we were not experimenting on them and that we knew what we were doing and we have a plan. We weren't making it up as we go. And we're going to build a championship program here at Johnson C. Smith. And so, that's what we've done from day one. And we've been very consistent with our message. And we're just looking forward to the now. We're not saying that, hey, look, give us 3 years and we're going to be okay. We think that would shortchange the guys that are here and the young men that we recruited. We're looking to come in right now and put together a great program and put a quality product on the field.
okay, I'm definitely feeling that, man. Like You got that energy coming in, man. It sounds like everybody gonna be ready. Being like, if I was out there, I'd be ready to suit up.
We've got some good ones. Our coaching staff, just so proud of them. Just so proud of my defensive coordinator. Woo. Barry Tripp, first off, was a very good defensive tackle at Winston-Salem State. Won some championships there and jumped into coaching. Coached at Winston, and then he was the D coordinator at Fayetteville State. That's where we worked together.
Okay.
Recruits, a heck of a recruiter. And when I got the head job at Fort Valley State, he came with us down there, and then making this move to Johnson C. Smith. He comes, and brother, I tell you, it's something when you have somebody that you trust and you know their work ethic on the other side of the ball that's right with you. And boy, Barry Tripp he's a good one, and I'm glad he's with this very versatile coach.
Oh yeah, man, that's strong.
Mhm.
So, man, I know you've
Yes,
got
sir.
experience coaching in multiple conferences between the CIAA and the SIAC. What's the biggest difference between the two conferences?
Ooh, boy, I tell you, and they are athletes in both of them, great coaching in both of them. I'll say that the SIAC, I'll say the fan bases in the SIAC are different. Um, they really their foot. Of course, the CIAA is known as a basketball conference, and they
Uh-huh.
say the SIAC is a football conference. But I would beg to differ. The football in the CIAA is very, very good. And if you look at Bowie State, how far they've been, woo, that's making it. What they've done here in the last few years is amazing
Uh-huh.
for the CIAA. But I tell you that the SIAC doesn't take a backseat to anyone either. I mean, they're very strong. But I'd say the biggest difference is the fan bases in the SIAC. There's some of them that rabid is a good word for them. Uh, there's some good fan bases in the CIAA, some very good ones. But the SIAC, they really are some different ones.
Oh yeah, I could go with that. I mean, a lot of the SIAC schools are right here in Georgia, so it's straight football country. They don't watch anything else.
Yes, and it's a great atmosphere for ball games all the time, and it was a good time that I had at Fort Valley State. Great fan support. Like I say, they're rabid. I mean, they start when I was at Miles College. I mean, I did not know. They came in about Tuesday or Wednesday of home games, and they start painting for the tailgaters that are coming. And I'm like, when I first got there, I'm like, what are they doing? And they're like, that's the spaces that are rented for the tailgate. And so I was able to see that at Miles. I was able to see it at Fort Valley, and I was able to see it at other places on the road. And in the CIAA, I would say that it's some games, of course, homecoming, and then some other big games that you get those types of things for. But I would just say that the SIAC, they might do it for every ball game.
Yeah, I mean that's accurate. All of my time there, that's all I've seen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's a good thing. But as far as the product on the field, ooh, that CIAA is tough. Yeah, it is tough, and I think both conferences have gotten better coaching over the last 10 years. The coaches, the conferences of you look at where some of them are from. You've got guys coming from FCS level. You've got guys coming from FBS level.
Yeah.
The CIAA and the SIAC. So the coaching has gotten better, and they're getting better players. I mean, you just look at it now. The attention on HBCUs, getting transfers from FBS level Division I
Yep.
schools going to HBCUs that are Division II in both conferences. So the level of football has just risen.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. It's like even just staying on that. How proud are you of Shamar Bridges and his success out there with the Baltimore Ravens? And do you use his journey just to illustrate both your current players and your prospective recruits, just to basically give them those Shannon Sharp, if you can play, they'll find you?
Hey, well, I can tell you familiar with Savannah State, buddy. that's that's Shannon Sharp. As a quarterback at Johnson C. Smith, we played. I was a sophomore, and we played against Savannah State when Shannon Sharp was a senior, and it was a treat to watch him play. Very impressive athlete at Savannah State. But
Yeah.
what I'll say is, yes, I do use that. But with Shamar Bridges as being something that we talk about, his journey coming out. Shamar started off at Tusculum,
Yeah.
wasn't recruited. and then he transferred to Fort Valley State. And so he was there for a year, and he had a good junior year. And so he was thinking of possibly leaving when I was hired. And so what did I do? I contacted some NFL folks and asked them, just evaluate him and what do you think? And I let those folks do the talking. And Shamar listened to what they had to say, and because I didn't want him to hear from me, because of course I want him to stay. but the NFL folks that were able to give me some feedback were clearly said that he was doing better to come to get some more time in college and get some film.
Right. Yeah. So
And that's
he
what we
came
did.
on.
Shamar, he had a great spring season. I mean, that's what folks are talking about. Shamar Bridges, he only played 5 games his senior year. I mean, he played 2 in the spring, where he averaged probably 9, 10 catches, right over well over 100 yards, and he played 3 games, and then he was hurt. He got injured after the 3rd game. He would have been a mid-round draft pick, but his injury was not one that required surgery. But Shamar Bridges is easily probably one of the hardest workers I've ever been around. He does before practice, after practice, and he's a perfectionist. And he's just, like I said, he's one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. So what he's doing, I'm not surprised. It's funny that we were practicing or we were meeting or something, and so after he had that game where he had the catches a couple of weeks ago, I got to my phone after the meetings and I had about 15 messages. They're like, Shamar's doing this, he's doing that, and so I said, well, please send me some video to a couple of people. And they sent me the video, and I'm expecting Shamar to be jumping over people, turning a cartwheel or flipping the air. And I saw the catches that he was making, and I said, I saw that every day. And that's just a testament to who he is. He made those catches that was a warm-up drill that we did. And so to watch him, do what he's doing, I'm not surprised because of the work ethic that he's the guy that he brings it every single day. And just proud to be able to work with him. As you can see behind me, he said those pictures just came in the mail of Shamar. And so I'm very proud of him. And just, I'm glad to say, we show highlight tapes of, not even highlight tapes, cut up tapes from our season at Fort Valley, our offense. And so you see Tyrell Jackson at quarterback throwing to Shamar Bridges. And so it's easy to have buy-in here at Johnson C. Smith when you can look and see a guy that's in the NFL right now playing. But also, I mean, we've got other guys. When we were at Fayetteville State, I mean, the young man that was drafted in the 4th round, Josh Williams from Fayetteville State, Coach Barry Tripp and myself, we recruited him from Fayetteville Jack Britt High School. And here he is, first HBCU player drafted in the 4th round last year. Outstanding young man. And then when we were at Fayetteville State, is left tackle named Keon Smith. He opted out of his senior season. You don't find many linemen that opt out. But Keon Smith is right now, he's with the Miami Dolphins. So we've got a track record of recruiting well, and not just recruiting well, but helping young men get into a system that's going to help them get recognized by the next level.
Oh, yeah, man, that's major. See, I didn't even put together the pieces that you were at Fayetteville and you actually brought him in as well. I knew you coached Shamar. He actually came on. I interviewed him about a month or so ago. He's definitely a good dude.
Yes, sir. We've just been very fortunate, very blessed to be able to coach some guys. And we coached Keyshawn James, who was the defensive lineman of the year in the CIAA last year. I mean, he's a guy that I recruited when I was at Fayetteville State in 2017. He was a transfer from the Citadel. And so we brought him in and just watched him blossom. And he was in camp with the New England Patriots. So just to be able to coach those type of young men and other men like them and watch them go on their journey to be a young man that gains their degree, because all the young men graduate and have their degree. Shamar Bridges has his degree. Keon Smith has his degree. Keyshawn James has his degree, and Josh Williams has his degree. So that's the first thing. We are big believers in education, but it's great to have coached some young men that have a career on the next level.
Oh, yeah, they get degrees and play on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And we think we've got a couple here that have that type of potential.
Okay. Well, yeah, man, the basement is definitely going to be in Charlotte to check out some games. So you got to look out for us. I
will look out for you. Just let us know.
Okay. So, yeah, man, I'm going to hit you with these who you with questions. I'm going to keep you on your toes, see where you at with these. Like, you got through those. Now, these might be more difficult, even though they ain't as deep.
Okay.
So I know you were a 2-sport athlete. You played basketball and football. So who's the better 2-sport guy? Prime time or Bo?
Prime timer who?
Bo Jackson.
Ooh, give me both. But you know what? Because Prime's coaching in HBCU right now, I'm gonna go with Prime.
See, I thought you would have gone with Prime first. I like Prime better. I mean,
I,
Bo.
I Prime different type of athlete, but Bo just how big he was and how athletic he was. And then one of the things I love Prime. Don't get me wrong, I do. But when Bo Jackson was playing baseball and he had that one catch and he just ran the wall, that right there was something that's going to forever stick with me.
Oh, yeah, Bo did some freakish stuff in the NFL and the MLB, but I just
Yes.
like Prime. Wow.
Oh, absolutely. The style was one thing, but the talent and some folks get lost in the fact that Prime and everything that comes with it. But Deion Sanders, his talent was amazing. You have a defensive back, a corner that can literally shut down a whole side of the field and really make you not want to go on that side of the field because not just go there because he might change the game with a pick six. That's something that you can't put an emphasis on that. It's big enough.
Nah, he'll leave your wide receiver open just to bait you to throw it. Like he ain't open, he just looks open.
Yes, and he's also a winner. He's a big time winner, and you can't leave that behind.
No, not at all.
Yes,
All right, so we agree on that one. I'm gonna take you to the dinner table on this one. What's better with grits, shrimp or fried catfish?
shrimp.
Okay, say without blinking. That was kind of hard for me. I mean, I like the fish and grits and the shrimp and grits, so I might have to go with that catfish.
I'm gonna go with the shrimp and grits, and that good season that goes on. If you catch the right restaurant, buddy, you've got you brunch. It's not just breakfast. You've got a great brunch right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not mad at either one of them. But
Oh
if you
yes.
make a choice, I'm probably take that fried catfish though.
Okay.
All right. So coming into the 2022 year, which quarterback's having a better season, Jalen Hurts or Justin Herbert?
I'm a Hurts fan. I'm a Hurts fan. It's breakout year time for him. Breakout time for Hurts. Love watching him at Alabama. I mean, he just showed his the. I'll tell you what, the mental toughness that young man has shown to the Alabama, and then to have the things that happened to him in Alabama, and then transfer to Oklahoma, and go through those things and have a good career there for his time at Oklahoma, and then go to the NFL in a city that is very, very, very tough to play for in Philadelphia. They're hard on athletes and hard on quarterbacks, but to
Oh yeah.
watch him, grow there, I'm looking forward to it. But his mental toughness is why I give him the edge over Herbert.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I mean, from what he went through over there with Tua taking his spot, going to Oklahoma, I mean, he was close to getting a Heisman while he was at Oklahoma.
Yes,
Now he's been walked out to Philly, had to deal with the Carson Wentz drama and Nick Foles being gone. So now
yes,
it's finally his squad. I mean, this is really like his second year.
yes. And this will be the breakout year. And the thing that Philadelphia has done also, they've given him some good weapons to
Oh
work
yeah.
with. So I'm looking forward to him. But again, he's probably one of the most mentally tough quarterbacks that you have a chance to see.
Oh yeah. I can't wait for it. I'm definitely rooting for him.
Yes.
Not Philly, just him.
Yeah, just him.
All right, so we're gonna switch gears to the hardwood this time. Who
Yes,
is the
sir.
better all-time small forward, Larry Bird or Scottie Pippen?
Oh, I'm going with Pippen. I'm going with Pippen. The versatility on the defensive end sets him aside. Of course, Larry Bird, one of the best of all time. But you ask me, who do I pick? I pick Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, I like Pippen better than Larry, but I think if we start to ranking them, I gotta have Larry ahead of Scottie though.
Oh, easily, because what Larry will do to you on the offensive end, shooting, scoring, getting other folks open. There's no doubt on the offensive end, Larry Bird more of a factor than Pippen. But when you say all around player, able to guard a guy like Larry Bird, and then not just guarding, but then be able to run the court and use his athleticism and give you something on the offensive end. Pippen just an all around great player.
Oh yeah, definitely can't deny that. But Larry Legend's got to go a notch above Scotty. His championships were his championships.
Oh yeah,
Scotty
no doubt
rolled with
about it.
Mike.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
All right, so last one before we get out of here. I think I know which way you're gonna go, but maybe you'll surprise me because we probably not gonna agree. Your cornbread, you like it better from scratch or Jiffy?
Oh, give me that Jiffy.
Ah, yes, sir.
That Jiffy has that sweetness to it. All that Jiffy has that sweetness to it. But homemade is fine. That homemade